Are you willing to say, hey, what worked for me 10 years ago might not work for me today, and I'm open to change. Show me a better way. Hi, my name's Devin. Today I own several multi-million-dollar companies. We started with $5,000 in a credit card. I don't know the easy way. I only know the hard way. Hey everyone, welcome to the Whiteboard Entrepreneur podcast, where I give straightforward advice to fuel the entrepreneur in all of us. I'm Devin Dickinson, and today I want to talk about iterate, evolve, and grow. Iterate, evolve, and grow. And I'm going to tell you a story to get us started here, but a friend of mine, his brother, when he was 17 years old, was in the audio-visual club, the AV club. I don't even know if they have those anymore, but back in the day, you know, you could sign up and you were the guys that would walk around. You do all like the filming, you do like the editing for the school, and you do audio visual stuff. And at the time, the club was like super motivated, and they were trying to make their own little film. And so they had like gotten like, they were like, we want to do a professional grade. And so someone had found that, you know, if you could take the camera and you put on those roller thingy doos, I don't know what that is called, but it's a roller thingy do. And you put on these roller thingy doos, and then you get this really cool filming, and like the frame is awesome. It's super cool. So anyways, they were like, hey, let's buy one of these, right? And so they were like, I don't know, they did a bake sale or something, and they're like, oh, we raised like, you know, $200. Let's go try to buy it. And they went online, and it was like $3,500. They're like, oh my gosh, we're never going to be able to buy this thing. Well, this kid was like, you know what? I bet I could make one. So he went in the garage, and I guess he found his, you know, the dad had like old tent poles or something, and he took these old aluminum tent poles and he put them together and he welded them. I don't know if you can weld aluminum or whatever he did, but he did something, right? And then he made it out of like this stuff in his garage. And he's 17 years old. It's so cool. I love this story. And so he made this, and, you know, he goes and shows all his friends, and they make this movie. It is super cool. And he's like, you know what? I'm entrepreneurial. This is my gonna thing. This is gonna be my jam. I'm gonna be, you know, the roller thingy doohickey guy. Like, I'm going to rule the world with this. I'm going to make millions and millions and millions of dollars off this. So like at 20 years old, he goes out and seriously starts his own company, and it becomes quite successful. And that's actually when my friend introduced me to him. It was like, hey, do you mind having coffee with my brother? Talking to him, giving him some advice. And, you know, he's trying to grow his company and thinking about taking on investors and all these different things. Would you meet with him? So that's when I got to know him, was right around then. He actually had a nice company, probably had 6-7 employees. He had some R&D, he had a beautiful website, lots of customers, making good money. But one thing about this guy that always struck me was that he was iterating, evolving, and growing. Always iterating, evolving, and growing. And like when I was there, like he wasn't just showing me his roller doohickey thing that he was making. He was showing me all these other products and how his mind was working. He was constantly iterating and making it better and bigger and wider and less expensive, but more high quality, and all of these different things that were just fascinating to me. And I was so happy for him. And over time, I kind of lost touch with them. And recently I was talking to his brother. I hadn't talked to his brother in, you know, maybe 6 months or whatever. I'm like, hey, what's up with your bro? How's he doing? Is he still, you know, killing it in the camera business? He's like, dude, he's like, you wouldn't believe it. He just got $500,000 in orders, pre-orders on Kickstarter for truck bed campers. And he showed me these pictures and this beautiful, and then he showed me the video of it and how he had made it, how his brother created all this. And like, it's going nuts. Like, he had all of these orders. Everyone is so excited. He's gone to trade shows. He's got pre-orders. People are backed up. Like, they're on his website constantly, and it's going amazing. And I said, well, goodness, I thought he was doing, you know, the little camera doohickeys. He's like, well, grow, iterate, and evolve, right? And so in our lives, I think there's such a great lesson here, because if you had asked him when he was 17 years old, hey, tell me how you're going to go and make millions, I guarantee you he had a perfect plan to make millions on the camera doohickey thingy, right? And it was awesome. Like I said, I don't want you to think that it was a bad idea, because I witnessed it. He had tons of customers. He had people working for him. I saw his orders. He was doing wonderfully, but he was never satisfied with that. He was always growing, iterating, and evolving. And how it went from cameras to truck camper shells, I have no idea. And they're actually very high-end truck camper shells. How he got from point A to point B, I don't know, but I know that it was iteration, evolving, and growth, and over iteration, evolving, and growth, and evolving. And many of us won't do this in business, right? We become very hard-coded in the way of doing things. And I would say I'm kind of hard-headed like this. Like, I get a little hard-headed. I'm like, no, this worked in, 2010, so it's going to work in 2023. Right. And this is what it is. And we become hard coded and like, this is exactly the only approach to market. This is the only product that we need. This is the only way that we're going to do business. And we won't evolve and we won't iterate and grow. For one, because we're pig-headed. But for two, because we know that iterating, evolving, and growing, I guarantee you along the way, he had a lot of prototypes that he wasted a boatload of money on. I bet you he launched a lot of products that were like, tanked, right? But he was willing to iterate, grow, and evolve. And in our business, my challenge to you is, are you willing to iterate, grow, and evolve? Are you willing to say, hey, what worked for me 10 years ago might not work for me today, and I'm open to change. Show me a better way. And are you willing to go, hey, this product, I need to change. I need to iterate. I need to grow. My competition is ahead of me now. Are you willing to go and spend money in R&D and growth and try things that may or may not work? If you're not, you're going to become paralyzed and you're going to become hard-coded, and your company is only going to be as big as it is today. And frankly, will probably ultimately end up being a melting ice cube, because what works in 2020 or what worked in 2010 probably is not going to work at least to the same extent in 2023. And I guarantee you it ain't going to work in 2033, right? So we have to be willing to grow, iterate, and evolve. Now, whether you take your company from a camera company to a truck camper shell company, I'm not telling you need to change industries. I'm not telling you need to completely reinvent yourself, but you need to have the willingness to look at it with your business, at your opportunity, at your project with open eyes. Ask yourself hard questions. Ask yourself, hey, is this an old model? Do I need to change something? How could I make this better? What is the competition? What do my customers think about this? Am I willing to change, iterate, and evolve, and in turn, grow? This is a Whiteboard Entrepreneur podcast. If you ask yourself those questions, you apply this to your business, your life, your company today, I know it will help you.